There's a minus sign in front of the number on your screen. You stare at it like it might vanish if you blink. It doesn't. You overdrafted by $6. 6. A coffee you forgot was set to auto charge. The bank doesn't care that it was $6. The bank cares that you went below zero. That's $35. The penalty for being broke is that you become more broke, and the fee is always bigger than the mistake. You feel something that isn't anger, just tired. Then a second charge clears, a $9 subscription you forgot to cancel. The system sees you're already negative and charges you another $35. Now you owe $85 to a bank that just turned a $6 slip into a hole. You call. The hold music loops 3 times. A voice answers, reads from a script, tells you the fees can't be reversed at this time. You ask for a manager. Someone will call back within 48 hours. Nobody calls back. The next morning your rent payment fails, $60 late fee. Your phone bill bounces, 30 more. The $6 you couldn't fix is now 200 deep, growing in directions you never authorized. You skip lunch on Wednesday, not by choice. A coworker asks if you want to grab food. You say you already ate. You didn't. This kind of hunger is silent, the kind nobody sees, because you've learned to perform full. Friday you walk into the branch, and the teller looks at her screen, and her face changes in a way you've seen before. Not anger, not pity, something colder. You watch yourself stop being a person on her screen and become a flag, a risk score with shoes. You leave without saying what you came to say, because somewhere between the $6 and the unreturned call, you stopped feeling like a customer and started feeling like a problem. Then you claw it back. 20 hours of overtime to get $200 in the account and hold it there for a week. Nobody claps. Nobody notices. Except the maintenance fee hits anyway. $14, quietly withdrawn. The minimum to avoid it is $2,000, money you don't have. So you're now paying a bank to hold the little money you do have. You apply for a card. They offer you a secured one, hand them $300 of your own dollars so they can lend it back to you and charge 25% for the privilege. You read it twice. You decline. Which is why when your tire blows on a Tuesday, there's no plastic to put it on. You ride the bus, 3 hours late. Your manager doesn't fire you. He just looks at you a second longer than usual. At the branch, the teller helps the person ahead of you, smiling, asking about their kids. You step up and the smile turns professional. She handles your request in 40 seconds. No. Anything else? No. Have a nice day. The next person walks up, and the smile comes back. You weren't refused. You weren't insulted. You were just moved through, like luggage on a belt. At $200, the bank doesn't see you as a customer. It doesn't see you at all. Then something shifts, not in your account, in how the bank looks at you. Your paycheck now lands every 2 weeks, $1,540 after taxes, 6 months running. That pattern is the only thing about you the system finds interesting, and the maintenance fee just stops. Not because you asked. The system saw the steady deposit and waived it automatically. The same fee that drained you for years quietly disappears because your behavior finally matched a profile that makes them money. The card offers start arriving, real ones now. $2,000 limits, 23%. The same institution that ignored you 8 months ago is mailing your name in metallic ink. You apply. Approved in 90 seconds. You didn't change. The number did. Now the teller says, "Good morning," before you reach the counter. Not warmth exactly. Recognition. A small loan for car repairs gets approved in 2 days at 10%. Not great. Not terrible. The machine finally works the way the commercials promised. Because at $2,000, your account looks like something they can sell things to. You're not invisible anymore. You're not respected either. You're profitable. Cross 15,000, and one morning your credit limit jumps from 3,000 to 8. You didn't ask. Then a real person calls. The bank has assigned you a relationship banker. He gives you a direct line and wants to schedule a 15-minute review. The same institution that put you on hold for 40 minutes just dialed you first thing on a Tuesday. The price of money drops too. A car loan that would have been 10% is now 6.5%. Not because you negotiated, but because you stopped being a risk. A $30 fee appears, you email your banker, and 3 hours later it's reversed. No form, No phone tree, just taken care of. The fees that bled you for years are suddenly optional. The system didn't change, your tier did. At 80,000, the word preferred starts showing up. On your statements, on the login screen, in the signature of the man handling your account, a banker named Grant who remembers you have a sister in Chicago because you mentioned it once. He emails on your birthday. That detail isn't affection. It's training. Small things keep accounts. You walk in, and someone with a nameplate stands up to greet you, guiding you past the rope line where everyone waits. The same line you once stood in without knowing it existed. A pre-approval arrives, not for a card, for a $380,000 mortgage. The bank decided what you could afford before you decided to buy. Then a rival bank calls to poach you. You mention it to Grant, and he counters within the hour. You're no longer just preferred, you're worth defending. Past $500,000, the bank stops being a place you visit and becomes a service that comes to you. Grant doesn't email now, he calls, and he's asking when you'd like to meet his colleague in wealth management. That colleague drives to your office with printed reports in a leather folder, talks for 90 minutes, and tries to sell you nothing. The selling already happened. You just didn't see it. You're not being offered products anymore. You're being consulted, and needing them is worth far more, over time, than buying from them once. At $5 million, you don't have a banker, you have a private banker, one who manages fewer than 20 accounts, and yours is one of them. He knows your kids' names. The rate on your mortgage isn't published. It's negotiated. Paperwork that takes a normal customer 2 weeks is done in 48 hours because someone was told whose account it is. You walk into a branch you've never entered, and they know your name before you sign a thing. At $5 million, the bank doesn't follow its rules for you. It bends them. And at $25 million, you don't have an account. You have a relationship, one that's a named line item in someone's performance review, where losing you would end careers. The deals aren't a menu. They're sentences written for one client. You don't apply for things anymore. Things apply for you. Investments arrive before they're public. And the real shift isn't access, it's influence. The bank's own investment chief asks your opinion on where the market's heading. You're now shaping the institution that once charged you $35 for being broke, because somewhere right now, someone has a minus sign in front of their balance. They overdrafted by $6. A coffee they forgot was scheduled to charge. The fee hits within the hour. They feel that same tired feeling. They call, and the hold music loops, and a voice tells them the fee can't be reversed at this time. They don't know yet that the system isn't broken. It's working exactly the way it was built to. The same institution that will one day fly out to ask their opinion is, right now, charging them for not having enough. You were the same person at every balance. The bank just decided who you were, based on the number sitting next to your name.